Welcome, 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 welcome. Unmute myself. Um, so, Here we go. On this week's message from the dragons. So, when I was asking them, what was this message? What was it all about? What was the most potent thing that we could be talking about in this time and space? The revolution of feeling. Now, what came through for me on Friday, and I did a post about it, was that I never was able to really articulate this soul work, this dragon work, this whole evolution of understanding how things are going to be working, how things are working now. This is more than law of attraction. This is creating your new reality. They're more than manifesting. This is incorporating yourself, your whole being, your soul, your arms, your legs, everything. You're human incorporated into this. So we don't throw the human away and we don't throw the soul away. We are incorporating, we are marrying both together. This is what this message is all about this week. So the revolution of feeling is what the dragons have often put through to me and said, you don't understand quite how much we feel from you, and we can only deliver what you feel. When I couldn't articulate what I was saying about working with the soul, what I knew, what I understood, the things that I'd seen, the conversations I'd had with the dragons, I found it so frustrating that I couldn't bring it into words. But when I thought about it, I went, yeah, but I do know what it feels like. But I threw the feeling away. I didn't really operate from the feeling until I realized the feeling is enough to bring something into fruition. When I'm working with my clients, I'm often saying, yes, but where do you feel that? How do you feel that? And at first, they maybe get a little bit annoyed. God, why do we always have to feel where it feels? Because your brain can't always bring something into fruition. It's to do with your feelings, it's to do with your resonance, it's to do with your frequency, it's to do with your vibration, it's to do with the note and the tune and the color of what you are in this amazing broadcasting, wide bandwidth of energy that you are. Now, how this works in reality, in practical magic, which is what I talk about all the time, is practical magic. How does this work with practical magic? How do I feel this? So, years ago, one of the first stories that I've written about in my book, Practical Magic, was I needed to sell the house that I was raising my kids in France. And I didn't know how to do that. So I went with an agent. I was with an agent and then another agent for over 2 years. And I was asking, house, what is it that we need to do? What do we need to do to sell this house, to hand it over to a beautiful family so that they can enjoy it, so that we can move on and we can find a new house in the same way? Like, how do we create this? What are we doing? And I was told to tell stories about the house. Like, this is the last time I'm driving up to the house. This house is all perfect. It's found a new owner. And then at one moment, when I was sweeping the driveway, an image came into my head and I was like, oh, that's odd. It's a white sign with my mobile telephone number on there and a for sale, like in France, which is à vendre. And I was like, I make that sign, and it just, because you're given the message, it just kind of goes, it's not an ongoing conversation, but it was a feeling like, oh, I need to make the sign. Went in the garage, found a piece of wood, painted it white, put a Vander on there, put my telephone number, banged it into the garden on the outside of the gate, arguing all the time with myself, like, nobody drives up this road. Who's going to drive up this road? But the timing was absolutely precise. My soul showed me the timing was precise. Get that sign on the road. The next day, as I am sweeping the yard, sweeping, putting everything in a bucket, bending down, standing up, I had a telephone call. And somebody said to me in French, we want to look at your house. I'm like, oh, great. Okay, fine. When? Well, now we're outside your gate. We've just driven up the road looking at another house. We want to look at your house. Ah, okay. Give me 5 minutes. I'd rushed around, put the clothes away, did whatever I needed to do. And I went, well, it is what it is. They came in, they looked around the house, they looked down around the house again. I made them a pot of tea. We had a little conversation. They were flying back to Paris. They said, "We want to buy your house." And they offered the exact price that I'd wanted to sell the house for. And even to this day, when I meet them in the supermarket, oh my God, like 10 years on, more than that, actually, like 15 years on, they still say, "We love your house." And they've done so many great things with it. So that is one of the stories that I tell, that soul intervention. I felt it. I knew this is the moment. This is what I have to do. This is the sign. I'd been asking the right questions about how to sell the house. Now, this is what we put into play. You see, I listened to my soul. I've built up a relationship with my soul, a proper relationship. I don't just drop in and say, "Oh, I need help with this." It's like, okay, how do I spend time with you during the day? So that's what I'm doing. I'm listening and I'm asking questions. Um, every week I get, "Oh, wow, a new revelation or a new epiphany or a new something." It's not so much new as it is a remembrance. Oh, yes, I knew this. I knew this. And this is why it's not able to be articulated, because it comes through in a feeling, comes through in an understanding that is so beautiful and so timely. It couldn't be even any better. I've tried to force it through. I've tried to make things happen. They come through when they come through. You will be guided at the right time when you have built that relationship with your soul. And that's what I do in Manifest with the Dragons. That's why I read the dragon cards out every week, to attune you to the fact that you are more than just a human. You are intertwining your soul in with every single thing that you do. You are the creator. I couldn't articulate it until I started to articulate it. And every time I talk about it, it seems to get easier, that this is exactly what the mission is all about. When you become the new human, when you're in the conduit, I call it the conduit. Some people call it the God zone. Some people call it aligned. When you are spinning with life force energy, you feel it on the inside of your body, like, "Oh, I'm there. This is amazing. Amazing conversation. I'm so good at what I do. Everything is brilliant." People actually get shifts just by being in these attunements every single week. They get the card, they get the message. Your soul is communicating with you through these particular cards. So pick a number. Pick a number between 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right. And I will start reading those messages out to you this week, every week, depending on the theme that is coming through. Now, the theme this week, it's a revolution of feeling. If you're saying things in your mind, you're overthinking, or you're trying to push something through, or you're pleading to be paid, or you're pleading for more money, or you're pleading, you're in survival mode, you're like, "How do I do this?" And you're overthinking it, overstressing about the pressure. Okay, we need to have this relationship with your soul, and it's a feeling relationship, because what you feel is the message, like, "Ah, okay." And then it comes into the mind to be deciphered, but you feel it first. Also, if you want to create something, it's like, what would that feel like? How do I put that out into the world? So even though I am articulating about what the dragons are here for, even though I'm articulating about what the soul is here for you when you are merged and married with your soul, it is a feeling that you will be picking up. So your mind may resist. Your mind will more than likely resist, because it comes in with all these kind of like, "Oh, that's not right. This is how we were educated. This is how society is." But we are moving into a new realm, a new reality, where it's about how things feel. You can feel your way across the country. You can feel yourself across the world. You can feel what somebody feels like. I could connect into somebody that I know living in South Africa. I know that I could connect into somebody living in Australia and know what they feel like in this precise moment. I would have that soul to soul connection with them. If you want to renew a relationship, if you want to sell your house, if you want to build your business, if you want to mend bridges, this is what we're doing. We're building it through our soul. So notice if anything feels different when you pick your card, when it starts to be read to you. See what sensations and vibrations you get. It's all in how it lands in your body. So let the spirit take over. Let the spirit hear spirit. Let this be a spirit conversation, soul to soul conversation. And even if your mind doesn't get it, your soul does. All right. So trust that. My name is Fiona Robertson. I am a channel for the dragons. I am helping you to reconnect with your soul, to understand your soul language, the questions you need to ask, the answers that you're getting, deciphering why this is going on with your feet, why this rash is coming up, why your body is doing what it's doing, why this is going on in your environment, why your business is misbehaving, why relationships are disappearing, soul intervention, the whole lot. So this is us reading, and I teach you then how to read these kind of things for yourself. So before anything else, pick a number. Which number feels more resonant to you? I mean, for me, it's a 2 this week, okay? So just feel what feels more resonance, but each message will build on the last message. It is a whole message, a whole attunement this week when you listen to all 4 messages. Take your time, listen to it when you go for a walk, listen to it when you're in your car. You don't have to sit there with your eyes closed because it just washes over you and your soul picks it up. That's the shift. See what feelings, vibrations, frequencies, sensations you receive, and maybe you'll have a memory pop in, or maybe you'll have something else pop in, and you'll get a revelation, an epiphany. All right. So let's go into what the cards want to say to us this week. And we are going to start by picking card number 1. So anybody who chose card number 1, this is for you. So this is the revolution of feeling. So let's just see if the cards are actually going to come out and they're going to help explain how we move into this revelation, this revolution of feelings, rather than this life that we've been living where we had to articulate everything. Instead of we're articulating it in our feeling. So let's just see if I can speak to the cards. Okay. Okay. So for some reason they are not flying out. Now come on. Let's have a card that really represents the number 1, the revolution of feeling. Okay, brilliant. The first one that came out for this week is Sarafina, and it's card number 4. I haven't had this card for a little while. So let's go ahead and read this for us. So card number 1 this week is the beautiful and the gorgeous Serafina, the first golden dragon that came through to speak to me. Her message for you this week about your revolution of your feelings and how to operate from that is step aside and get out of your own way. So let's just read what that is and just start deciphering how that comes in and how that feels in your body. Don't let your ego and the little things and the needs to survive deter you and get in the way of your greatness. To reach your deeper intention as your personality self in your current identity and as who you know yourself to be now, need to be able to take a step to one side. Just step to one side. In other words, you're putting your overthinking mind to one side and you're dropping from your head, you're dropping to your heart, but you're dropping into the deepest universal, into your guts. You're feeling into everything from your guts, your gut instinct. The challenge that you face now on this planet is knowing that you, dressed in your human body, chose to come to the planet, to be in this space with all the changes that are happening around you, and you get to choose not to be locked down in your mind's identity with all of your familiar patterns in the survival human state. Instead, you get to learn how to expand and grow and become who you came here to be in your fullest expression with your strongest intention. Now, that would mean that you're operating from your soul. You're listening to your soul. You're letting all of that come through. You and every person here came with the intention and the purpose to be able to create on this planet. The planet and the population are evolving and changing into conscious creators. You must be able to change and work with it. If you want to be able to stay and play with all your vastness and with all the opportunities and experiences this planet has to offer. There's a certain percentage that will never tap into that, and that's okay. That's their personal journey, which is different from yours. Then there is a huge percentage who are seeking to tap into this creative energy and have no idea yet of their potential. This game is about changing the vibrations of the human race, who are evolving into consciousness and knowing their personal connection to their soul whilst living on this planet. This is accessing powerful energy and why you were scorched and drowned years and years and years ago, because your power you have and access was too powerful and terrified and frightened. Feel if you have a remembrance, if you have a resonance, if you have an alignment with that message. So feel into that, and this will be speaking to your soul and giving you an attunement right here, right now. There's a song about that. So, Serafina, thank you very much for your message today. There is a little bit more to that message. If you want that, these are the dragon cards. So, this is how you operate as a being moving forwards, not the human, but how you operate as a merged being. You're allowing your soul to come into your essence. If you want more information about how you are to operate like this, ask questions, feel into your soul, let your soul guide you with divine guidance, then that is all to do with manifest with the dragons. And we allow you to ask the questions, to feel, to sense, to move out of the way of your human, so your business can come through and how you want to live this life comes all the way through. So that was card number one. We're moving on to card number two. So let's see what pops out of the pack for card number two and how this wants to be spoken to you through the dragons so that you can understand it's the revolution of feeling that will guide you forward from now on. Here we go. Here we go. All right, number 45. Yes, and this is most definitely about your feelings, senses, and everything else. So, oh, okay. So, card number two this week. If you chose card number two, she is the dragon to amplify your feelings so that you are in your feeling revolution, a revolution of feeling. Bloom is this pink dragon. And don't be surprised by her. She is feisty. She's not all fluffy. She is definitely feisty. And she can be a little bit scary spice because she's like, feel it, expand it, feel it more, amplify it. All right. So her message this week is make it your quest to live with your heart rejoicing. Okay. And how many people live with their heart fully turned on? Fully tapped in, fully locked in, that they are just rejoicing. Every single thing is a joy. You love it. We save it maybe for a quick birthday celebration or someone else's birthday celebration or Christmas or Thanksgiving or but have you just thought about you could be having your heart rejoicing through everything? Now, let's see what she wants to say to us today about this revolution of feeling. Make it your quest to live with your heart rejoicing. You may find that reaching a heart rejoicing seems far away. Don't cave into these objections. Experiment with the idea from different directions. Get caught up in the moment when your heart flutters open and you could hold it in, you can't hold it in any longer. You have to demonstrate that as if you were having a feeling, an action that matched that frequency and that feeling that you were experiencing. You can't go to a party and celebrate and stand there like, a wallflower. Like if you feel you're celebrating, you're triumphant, you're moving your body will mirror the feeling that's coming through it. That's why we cry, that's why we need to dance, that's why we need to hit something. That's why. So Bloom is asking us to just allow those feelings through, to really enjoy those feelings. There will be moments forgotten that lie hidden and buried under all the debris of living in cessations of the survival energy, the mediocre, the average, that don't feel too much, that you have become so used to when you've dumbed down, and that you now take to be your normal everyday setting and program. In this body, which is self-healing, self-regulating, you can reprogram this body to live with your heart rejoicing. The mundane feelings can simply dissolve away when you conjure up moments when you fell in love with someone, when you were in a special place and you were with an innocent child or a puppy and your heart is just rejoicing. Seek out these moments and make this your quest. Keep exploring these moments to feel more, and let that seep in. Saturate yourself in those. Allow those to permeate your heart, your mind, to drop down into your belly and explore some more. You will naturally find other moments and then more moments that have your heart rejoicing. Keep exploring as your mind shows you what you can now remember. And this is who you really, really are, with your heart rejoicing. Okay, so she's reminding us the moments when you capture a plant, a flower opening, that it has you enthralled. When a seed you have planted pops its head up proudly and happily above the earth. When you look at the horizon and you can't take your eyes off it. When you stand in awe of the beauty of the garden or a wild animal and you feel it rise up into you. Let the feeling flood in, even if you can't name these feelings. Now, this is perfect, isn't it? We were talking about not being able to articulate things, that we have this sense as a human that we have to explain everything and name everything and word something, but sometimes a feeling is just a feeling. Let it flood in. If you can't even name these feelings, because there are far more feeling vibrations and frequencies and sensations than there are words in any language to explain these feelings accurately. Let them fill up and flow through you. These feelings open your heart, and soon you will be rejoicing to be alive on such a beautiful planet, in awe and wonder of nature, of all the natural perfumes, of all the sea spray that hits your face, natural flavors, as well as the incredible people and all the living conscious animals and beings that surround you. If this feels like it's something you would love to be in this energy every single day, then this is what Manifest with the Dragons is all about. If you need a business reading to understand how you bring this about into your business, how do I feel my business rather than trying to articulate it, contact me and we'll give you a business reading, because that's what the vision that Source has for you, and we'll help you feel it so that you can start radiating that out into the world as part of your energy and what you are articulating and what you're here for. That was card number 2. We're now going to move on to card number 3. Let's see what card number 3 comes up about this revolution of feeling. Feeling. I have a feeling. I have a feeling it might be Lunar Ray, but I don't want to think about it. So this flipped out when I said that, and she went, "No, not Lunar Ray. It's going to be Sovereign." All right, so meeting your soul and knowing your exquisite soul language. Oh my God, this is awesome. Number 36. So what she means there is, so what Sovereign means there is when she says meeting your soul and knowing your exquisite soul language. This is the work that we do so that you can feel, understand, you can ask the questions, you can dive deeper, you can start hearing her voice coming through you, you can start understanding her messages. So this is exquisitely timed when you think about the revolution of feeling, because knowing your own soul exquisite language means that you are feeling it rise up. You know that you need to put the sign outside the gate now. You need to do that now. Move now. Make it now. Put it in there now. That's when your soul comes through. And this is what she does with your business, with your life, with your relationships. Make that contract now. Make an important decision for your emotions, physical, mental health to create a private spiritual sanctuary to attend and listen to your soul every day. A place for solace, union, and connection to closely listen to your inner self and the voice of your soul. Your rapid paced life with all of your deadlines, intensities, make it even greater need to fully connect. Go to your safe place so that you can hear what is being communicated with you, as well as learn how to communicate with your soul and ask for solutions at least, but not least, commune with others through this soulful state. So you can find out, should I trust this? Should I sign this contract? You will get your resonance. You will get your feeling about that. Soul to soul communication is a powerfully felt communication. It goes way beyond words. When you express yourself from your soul and take part in the heartfelt combination, you are conscious and operate from your awakened, powerful, sovereign state. You are sensing what comes directly through you from your soul. It is pure and wise and an unbeatable combination. Your soul is housed in your human flesh and bones physical body. When it is acting like a barometer, constantly feeding back from your environment, from the people you meet, the places you go, always intuitively sensing your environment, your barometer and soul never stops sensing your feeling state, which picks up your soul communication and intentions from others that goes unseen, unheard, unfelt, and certainly unattended to. Years ago, the dragon said to me, you make the invisible visible, because it's not that you're going to see it with your eyes or you're going to articulate it with your words. It's like you know and you trust your feelings more than anything else. That's how you get things visible. That's how you know your intuition and your soul is guiding you, because you feel it. You feel it, you feel it, you feel it, you feel it. That's when you know now's the moment to act. This is divine intervention. This is a download. This is a channeled message. This is what I'm here for. So thank you very much, Sovereign, for popping out of the pack and helping us with the card number 3. And you can actually really understand if you are getting sensations, vibrations, come back into your body, understand what source is telling you. Now, know that this message is being picked up by your soul. She will be driving you towards what you need to hear, what you need to see, and what actions you need to take. That is absolutely, absolutely sure. So, and again, this is how I play and this is how we roll and this is what we're doing. We have a free training on Thursday, which will help you understand a little bit more again about being soul aligned, soul connected, listening to your soul and not just thinking everything with your head. You've been playing way too small, way too small. When your soul is there, she's not frightened. You're tethered between the heavens and the earth, and she knows so much. She knows what she wants to bring you. These messages are her attuning to you and saying, you need to know this, you need to do this, this is time for you to move forward. So if you've been feeling that you haven't been able to be quite right, things are not working for you, you feel you need to do more, it's a revolution of what you're feeling on the inside that will help you to move forward exponentially. That is the quantum shift. Mbele huwa ikea ruf. Iambara ika ea. Alambali ya kitiki e arua. Iamba ole kiti e. Oh, okay. And that was the one that ended up in my hand. Okay, so card number 4 this week. And we're back on Sovereign. Okay. Card number 4 this week is again Sovereign. This happens quite a lot. Sometimes we get 2 of the same. When it's the feeling revolution, Sovereign is wanting you to know, marry with me, entwine with me, bring me in, communicate with me, build a relationship with me, and I will see you right. And I've written a book about all the things that she's seen me right with. Sovereign, seeing through the eyes of your soul. Let's see what the message is that she wants to deliver for this. Pay closer attention to how you currently and experience things. The image, if you are able to see one, to feel is another being and how you would see and feel into your situation. Oh, do I read that again? Imagine if you were able to see and feel as another being and how they would see and feel in your situation. So imagine this is your soul. Looking into your world, not as you as a human being, but your inner self as your soul. Notice how you now see everything with the soul's bigger picture looking into your world. You can now experience that situation in another, lighter way. You are able to place yourself in this soulful, lighter state, being less and less affected and influenced by all the dramas and all the stories and all the happenings of the human, lost in the survival state in this world. You now become objective and see the bigger picture and consider each situation as the soul would. Now, that goes back to the very, very first card that we read this week, card number 1, which is Sarafina, step out of your own way. That means you're looking through the eyes of the soul. How would my soul deal with this? I don't know how to do with. Please show me how. Perhaps you can see through the eyes of your soul and reason with yourself that what you observe or feel has been such a human state and from a limited perspective, and then you can choose to see from the higher view. There is, however, a gentle warning that goes along with this, and that it'd be quite difficult to live after having this lighter soul experience, to return and live amongst the lower vibrations, or ever become as attached to these stories and dramas and people and situations in the same way ever again, or be triggered by the beliefs or the worries of others when you've seen the bigger picture and experienced this lighter, sovereign soul state. Happily, however, you will be able to learn how to step aside and dance around those who want to remain in the shades of grey and the monochrome world. You get to escape for longer and longer, dipping and bobbing past them, flowing past those lower vibrations of people, places, and situations. You are not so affected or influenced as much as you once would have been. What a beautiful, wondrous world to live and create in. Your inner world creates your outer world. And this is everything that we are teaching. The dragons are channeling for you. Every single time somebody comes in to manifest with the dragons, they are channeling for you to show you and remind you just how powerful you are when you are connected with your soul. And you are in the feeling revolution, which is the theme for this week. Feeling revolution because you see with your eyes wide open, you see how differently things could be done. I'm just being triggered. That's just my human being, but I'm not that. I'm not that. There is more to be articulated here, and I will feel my way out of it. I will change my relationship with that person because I feel differently. I will change the relationship with my house because I will feel it differently. I will change my relationship with money because I will feel it differently. So if you haven't been able to articulate certain things, put things down, say things, feel them. Feel them first. How would that feel when everything is sorted? It is my absolute pleasure to come here every single week and read the dragon's messages for you, because when you start living with practical magic, when you allow your soul to come through, when you allow yourself to have that relationship, the people turn up, the opportunities turn up, um, money starts rolling in, clients start turning up because you know what it is that you want. You know how to articulate it. I've had clients come to me and they're on the absolute breadline of their savings. How can it take like just a few weeks for her to turn everything around because she changed the way she felt about the people that she was working with. She felt differently about her job that she'd started, this enterprise that she'd started. And so instead of hemorrhaging all her savings into this, she just started thinking it's going to work. And she put feeling and heart and soul into this. It wasn't hard work, but it's enough then to make this business start working and booming. And she said to me, I hold you solely accountable for my now success. And now, a year on, she's taken 3 months to go and do yoga retreats, teach at yoga retreats in Singapore. Like, this is what changes. This is how your life changes when you start putting this in, okay? When you start asking the questions and you start marrying with your soul. Again, my name is Fiona Robertson. I am a channel for the dragons, and I'm helping you to create your new reality because you feel it in a different way. You ooze it, you radiate it, and you start living it. You embody it. All right. The dragon's messages: break the spell that you're under, claim your power, meaning that you entwine with your soul, create your new reality, start feeling it, start talking about it, start living it, and then embody it. This is everything that I'm putting out there in Manifest with the Dragons. And there are so many more programs to come that will hold you as you move into this better, new, stronger version of you, married to your soul. See you next week.